Whether you have a child at home healing from a concussion or you yourself are healing from a concussion, you're going through a tough time right now. But the good news is that creating a healing home environment can have a huge impact on your healing journey. My name is Larissa, and 5 years ago I was in a major car accident and I have a brain injury. Today I'm sharing some of the things that I've learned along the way that have made things easier for me. Today we're going to talk about setting up a calm and supportive space for someone with a concussion. We're going to cover everything from creating a low stimulation area to give the brain a chance to calm down, supporting better sleep, and we're even going to talk about tackling boredom. Because as soon as you take the screens away, the boredom sets in. Am I right? So stick around because I've got plenty of ideas and resources to share. I am not a healthcare professional. I'm just sharing things that I've learned along the way. So make sure that you consult with your family doctor. If you think your child might have a concussion or you have a concussion, start with your medical team. But if you've connected with your family doctor and are looking for some additional supports, let's dive in. Let's start with the basics. Why is having a healing space at home so important? After a concussion, the brain needs time to repair, and it does that through rest. Having somewhere where there's not a lot of loud sounds that are going to impact the brain, that there's not a lot of visual stimulation, a lot of things in your visual field is going to help your brain to calm down and give it a chance to repair itself. For me, if I am walking on the street and a lot of traffic goes by, that will make me dizzier than if I'm just walking down the street. Watching television is still not something that I'm able to do because having things moving on the screen is very hard on my eyes and my brain. So having a low stimulation space is going to be important, and also having things on hand to make life a little bit easier and deal with your concussion symptoms. Things like barf bags or a barf bucket. Having everything in one space, and this is the space where you heal, is very helpful. So here's what you do. First, you find a quiet, low traffic area in your house. This could be a spare bedroom, a cozy living room, or any space where your child feels comfortable and that you can kind of control the sound, the light, that sort of thing. The eyes are connected to the brain, and lighting is going to be very important. Not just staying away from windows so that traffic doesn't bother your eyes, but maybe getting blackout curtains or getting a visor like this. This is actually foam, and there's a little padding that goes on the nose. I really like this face mask because it doesn't put pressure on my eyes, and because of the nose padding, it really works to block out light. Having blackout curtains and then dimmable lamps so that you can have some really low light levels at first is a great option. Overhead lighting and bright lights can be very overwhelming and really trigger headaches and migraines. Another important thing to think about is noise. Initially, this was my living room space where I'm filming right now. There are big windows on the walls, and I very quickly realized that that was not going to work. I had migraines all the time. The lights hurt my eyes. The noise from the traffic outside was difficult on my head, and I ended up putting all of my living room furniture into my dining room and swapping my dining room furniture in here so that I could control the light. I could control the noise a bit better. There are no windows in my dining room, so it's all lamp light, and I can turn on all 3 lamps. I can dim the lamps. I can increase the light level on the lamps, but I have more control. I have a few different pairs of earplugs. I like these guys. These are my Pluggies Alpine earbuds. These are actually for children, but I have dainty ear canals. These fit better in my ears. They help to reduce the amount of background noise that there is. So I can still have a conversation with someone. I can hear what's going on, but it deadens the sound. Those have been really helpful. I love my loop earplugs. I have a few different pairs of loops. They also come with small, medium, and large earbuds so that the part that goes into your ear is very comfortable. Depending on the space and the person, you might want to try putting a white noise machine in there, something to provide a little background sound so it's not so stark, but pay attention to what that does to headaches and to balance. Now that we have paid attention to the light and the visual distractions and the sound distractions and made it a really low stimuli environment, let's make it even more relaxing and more conducive to healing. If you're just lying there and you're not on your phone, because screens are really bad for our brains when they're healing, and you're just sitting there thinking about how this sucks and how you can't do the things that you want to be doing and how you're missing out and what are your friends doing, you can really spiral. So this is the point when you want to have some calming, easy activities nearby. Things like coloring books, even for the grown-ups, or puzzles. There are puzzles that have larger size pieces, so they are easier on the eyes and easier to hold and to work with. There are simple games and solo games out there that can be fun. We will link to a review of some of my favorite solo games that have helped me to distract myself when I can do some stuff but I'm not up to going out and hanging out with friends or being really active. These are some of my favorite activities to do that are very chill and calming. These are things that give you something to do and something to focus on without overstimulating your brain. I like aromatherapy. I like the scent of lavender. I think it's very calming and soothing to me. Most of the time I have a diffuser going in my home. It doesn't replace the prescriptions that my doctor has given me. I still need my pharmacologicals, but there is something calming and soothing about the scent of lavender for me. Some people prefer chamomile or patchouli. Whatever calms your system is good for you. After my accident, I felt really dizzy all the time, and I found that having a weighted blanket on my lap when I was sitting up, right on me when I was lying down, helped me to feel more grounded and less dizzy and wobbly. This is Steve. He is a 5-pound weighted stuffy. So if you have a little one at home that would like a stuffy, these guys are a great option. They add a little bit of weight, which helps with grounding, which helps reduce anxiety. They are great. And I am not a child, but I love Steve. He's my go-to. If I hear sirens and I start to panic, I will do my grounding exercises. I will do my breathing exercises with Steve on my lap. You are allowed to have comforting and soothing things that help you out, no matter what age you are. Normalize having stuffies. Boredom can be a huge challenge during recovery. So balancing rest with light activity, going for nature walks, spending time outdoors, but not in a high stimulation environment, not at a playground where there are a bunch of other kids. Listening to audiobooks so that you're still engaging your mind, but you're not doing too much and overtaxing your brain is going to be really important. Reaching out to your local library could be helpful too. A lot of libraries have different options. There are children's audiobooks online. There are daisy readers in the library that have some kids' books on them. Connecting with your local librarian, letting them know that you have a child with a concussion or that you have a concussion, and finding out what resources they have to support you is a great way of getting some free resources. Because we've listed a number of things that are really helpful for recovery. Having blackout curtains so that if you have a migraine, you can darken your space effectively. Having dimmable lamps so that you have control over the lighting. Getting earplugs so that you can deaden some of the background noise and make it easier on your brain. Having a weighted stuffy or a weighted blanket. All these things are helpful, but the bonus of going to the library is that they've got things that are helpful and free. Let's talk about sleep. Did you know that sleep is one of the most important parts of brain recovery? Sleep is when our brain repairs itself and flushes out toxins. But concussions can sometimes disrupt sleep patterns, cause nightmares, and make things really difficult, which is why a good sleep routine is crucial. We have a whole video outlining sleep routines, but here's an overview. Start by setting a consistent bedtime, and that's going to be every day. Even on weekends, try to keep to the same schedule so that your internal clock starts to recognize and get in a pattern of sleep at this time every day. Now, if your doctor has said that you can take naps, you go for it. Listen to your doctor. Once I started needing less naps, I was trying to keep my naps earlier in the day because late afternoon naps were disruptive to my nighttime sleep. Make sure that the room is dark. I took out all electronics. I don't charge my phone in my bedroom. I keep it really dark, and I use my eye mask at night to really black it out. White noise machines or nature sound machines can be helpful. They can provide soothing background noise, but they can also cause headaches. So try it out and see how your brain reacts. And keep an eye out for signs that your brain is finding it more irritating than helpful. A calming pre-sleep routine can work wonders also. If you are helping a child with concussion, reading a book before bed, something slow and something soothing can be great. Listening to some slower, more gentle music to kind of wind down for the night, or doing some deep breathing exercises. In for 4, out for 8. These all slow your system down and signal to your brain that you are safe and that it's time for sleep. Helping a child recover from a concussion can feel overwhelming. And if it's you that's recovering from a concussion, it's hard to know what to do, how to plan what to do when your brain is hurting. So hopefully some of these tips are helpful to you and make life a little bit easier for you or your child. If you have any specific questions, or if you have ideas that are better or different than the ones that I have shared, I hope that you'll drop that in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, I hope that you'll subscribe and share it with other parents who might need some support. Thanks so much for watching, and remember that you are not alone in your concussion recovery.